Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kisha. I blog every day at kjaggers.com. That link is below. I would love it if you guys came over and visited and checked things out. We've been blogging for years. There's so much more there than on YouTube. So today I am back with a reflecting video for December 2015. I am shocked that we're in the new year. I am more than happy about it too. I was ready for a fresh start, and a new year is the ultimate fresh start. I mean, you got a new year, a new month, a new day. It's just nice. Now, you might hear some noise today. It is Monday, and I am filming this video for tomorrow, and my kids are out of school, and we didn't realize that this morning, and Scott ended up taking them only to have to bring them back home. So you might hear some noise. It's not quiet. It is not peaceful, but it is fun. The kids are having a good day home, and they were really excited they didn't have to sit in classes today. So I have been posting these videos, I think, for 2015, I think for the entire year. And I really like doing these because even though it is, and I'm sorry about my hair, even though it is a sit down, talk to you guys kind of video, personally for me, I love going back and looking at different months. There's also a blog post that's very in-depth, tell you what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, what I'm eating, what I'm smelling, what I'm hearing, all of that, and that will be included on my blog with this video on Tuesday. So be sure to check out that blog post if you want to see more. So December. Now, I have quite a few notes in here. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. December was really about finding our way with our kids. We didn't put a lot of thought into bringing one troubled child here and putting them with another troubled child. I don't like to use the term troubled because neither of them are really troubled. Jackson has ADHD and mouthy, and Zane came out of a harder situation, so obviously there's some troubles that have came with that. And we've had a lot of talks about Zane, and I haven't really explained everything in full, and I can't, but I can tell you guys a few things. You know, Zane was in a very hard position where he was at. He was one of the oldest kids. He was close to his brothers and sisters, and his mom was having some issues. He was taken out of her care, and there was plans put in place for parents. And Scott is his parent, but he's never lived with Scott full time. Scott and his mom split up, and he stayed with his mom, and Scott worked. So Scott, you know, was seldom down in Louisiana before he met me. And it just made more sense that Zane would stay with his mom, at least in Scott's view. And we knew there were some things going on, and we were working to try to get that taken care of. But this situation happened beyond our control. It had nothing to do with us. And there was case plans put in place, and those case plans were the same for everything the mom had to do, the dads had to do, and there was more than one dad. So Scott did everything from parenting classes to drug classes to anger management classes. I mean, they just dumped so much on us, and we were happy to do it because, you know, we really wanted Zane here, and we'd never wanted him in the state's custody. It's nothing that you know, what we wanted, and I know his mom didn't want that. Nobody wanted that. So we were doing all of these classes and everything, but honestly, none of the classes that I can think of right off the top of my head prepared us for really bringing him into our home. And Zane's a very easy kid compared to Jackson. He just is. Jackson wears you out. And, you know, it was hard for Zane to come into a new home, and the social workers actually told us about the honeymoon phase, and they were the ones that really told Zane, me, and Scott, and Jackson that there was a phase in the beginning, and it's where everybody's getting along, and everybody's on their best behavior, and that's the honeymoon phase. But it will disappear, and life will be normal, and it was hard because, we had to praise one, which was Zane, because he was doing most things right. We had to discipline another, which was Jackson. It's kind of been that way with Brittany and Jackson themselves as well. Jackson just seems to get into the most trouble. And the honeymoon phase ended like towards the end of November. And I understood that was going to happen. But when we were really thinking about Zane coming into our home, we took for granted that we thought the kids would just get along and everything would be great. And everything is great, but it's been a process. So December has been learning how to parent 2 teenage boys instead of 1. It's also learning how you got to parent different. Zane is super sensitive, and if you say something to him, he can get very emotional very quick, and Jackson's the exact opposite. Jackson hardly ever gets emotional, and I had that one hair last night in a vlog too, just like right in my eye. So it's been a month of learning, and Scott does morning shift. I know a lot of people have criticized me for it, and that is something that we have worked out and something that he is comfortable with because, he doesn't get a lot of time with our kids. And so I do the majority of the work with them. I'm the one's making sure their homework's done, unless it's math. I'm the one making sure showers are done, dinner's been, served, and the kids have ate, and that their backpacks are ready, and all their laundry, and, a lot of times I do hedgehog care, and it was not supposed to be mine to take care of, but I do. And there's so much that I do that a little bit of time in the mornings is appropriate, at least we thought. And I am not a morning person. Zane is not either, by the way. Jackson and Scott seem to be, and not one piece of hair still. Jackson and Scott seem to be the the early risers, the happy morning people who are singing in the shower. And Zane and I are barely talking in the mornings. But December has been adjusting, and like true adjustments. Like when we got him in October, that was just pure happiness and joy. But Scott was making a very big job change then, and it was extremely stressful. So November showed up, and there was a few little spits and a few little tats going on between the kids, and it was harder. November was harder. I was overwhelmed at Thanksgiving emotionally, house-wise, cooking-wise, family-wise. Thanksgiving was okay, but it was not like what I really wanted it to be. And so as we moved into December, things started like evening out for us a little bit. I did feel like I lost my way in Vlogmas, and that hair, I'm seriously just going to cut. I'm going to cut it. It's this one right here. Sorry, you guys. I felt like I complained a lot, and I know I did, because I felt like the kids were really pushing me, and they were driving me crazy, and it took a lot of your comments, and my family, and my sister-in-law, and my best friend, and my husband, all to kind of remind me that they're going to fight. It's not going to be a happy-go-lucky relationship every moment of the day. And that I shouldn't be in the middle of every one of those fights, because it's very stressful on me to have to hear all that bickering. I tell them all the time that the file cabinets in my head are full. I don't want any more of the details of this one or that one, the tattletaling and all of that. So I did complain through Vlogmas, and wasn't too festive, and I know it came across that way on camera, and I'm very thankful if you guys made it through those vlogs with us, because it's real, and our struggles are real, and our family was adjusting to some very big changes. So it's not going to be every moment perfect, and for me to even try to get on here and fake that for you guys, I know most of you would see right through that bullshit. There'd be no way I could do that. And so we worked very hard on schedules. We worked hard on shower schedules, dinner schedules, morning routines, nighttime routines. And I'm not talking mine. I'm talking kids. And really trying to figure out how to make the most out of our time. And that brings me to my planner. For the year of 2015, I used my Inkwell Press Live Better Planner. And it's amazing because I hardly have ever used a planner all the way through in a year. I get distracted, I get bored, and I switch out. For 2015, I only used my Inkwell Press. Now, I did buy the Midori Traveler's Notebook along with the passport size, and I used the passport size for my wallet, and I was using the Midori Traveler's, the large one, Traveler's Notebook for my blog and YouTube planning. And sometime in December, I want to say early December, I was basically flipping back through every day and every month in my Inkwell Press Planner, and I realized a couple of things. I realized that, and a lot of memories came kind of back on, if I put this picture in, I remember putting that picture in, and I remember writing underneath it, or whatever I put in my planner, or a sticker, and it brought back the memories of worrying about my handwriting more than what was being planned, worrying about the sticker being perfectly lined up, and less about what I had to get done. And this is real, you guys. I know there's a lot of wonderful planner stickers, and I still use them, just not near to the degree that I was. And I was realizing that my planner looked more like a scrapbook, more like a decoration than a real person's life. A real person's life is not always having the right color pens to color code. The real person's life is not worrying about your handwriting instead of the tasks that need to be done. So with that, I do have the 2016 Inkwell Press Planner in the wood chevron. I already showed that. I'll try to link it in. I'm doing some link-ins up here. You'll see them. They're the little information cards. I just realized it was time for a change. I'm not needing to decorate those planners that much. Seriously. And so I decided to start using my Midori Traveler's Notebook for my everyday planning. You can set them up in so many ways, and I do plan on sharing mine, but not right now. However, it's definitely a different way of planning. There's going to be less planning videos, but I will be sharing some planning, and I promise to come back and explain all of that to you at another time. I just can't let this video be too long. Another thing for December 2015, the weather here in South Carolina has been kind of like insane. On Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it was beautiful. And then on Christmas Day evening, it started raining. And it did not feel like Christmas. And I know I live like kind of in the South. And it's not as far south as Florida, but it was definitely, other years we've had snow. Other years we've had ice. Other years we've had really cold temperatures, and today it's super cold. But over Christmas, it was not cold, and it felt so weird. Somewhere around the middle of December, I started realizing a few other things. I started realizing that it doesn't matter what the naysayers say, that I'm not going to live up to everyone's expectations. I'm not as glamorous as some people might assume. And, the Glamorous French Housewife was a title I just thought was cute. I do come from a rather large French family. So, but I don't speak a lick of French. My sister barely speaks any, and she's not even from the side that has the French in them. But I realized that I was spending too much time talking about negative stuff, negative people, negative comments. Like, when I said that I wanted to go around and punch them in the face, that's really how I feel. And I know that's not Christian. I know that's not nice. But I seriously was just overwhelmed with the negativity. And somewhere along the middle of the way, I just dropped it like it was a pound of bricks. I don't care what somebody who is not sharing their life really has to say on the negative aspects. If they want to share their life with me and take pictures and all of that, I'm more than happy to maybe critique them, and I'm more than happy to take the negativity that way. But if you're just going to be negative for the sake of being negative, I don't have to listen to that. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And I really started feeling a little more centered. I started feeling a little more secure in myself. And this was just a few weeks ago that it actually started. You know, in November, I felt like I was depressed. I felt like I was overwhelmed. And I started to slowly let that go towards the beginning of December. But then we had like the Christmas to worry about. And, you know, my kids, and I had to like really learn this year that traditions don't always stay traditions. My kids didn't want to bake cookies. No, they were not interested. 13-year-old boys would just rather eat the cookies than make them. And, you know, quite a few traditions had changed. They didn't want all of those presents of little presents under the trees and under the tree and like, you know, clothes and, you know, a lot of stuff that parents get their kids. My kids didn't want. They wanted a nice dinner and they wanted money. And while that was somewhat disappointing, I rolled with it. I went with it so I wouldn't be upset. And because I felt like I was upset enough in November that I wasn't going to let a card instead of a gift be something that upset me. So I started like changing up how I thought about things and realizing that things change, and it wasn't easier Christmas in terms of weather, in terms of cooking, you know, just for the four of us, for cash, for gifts. It was an easier Christmas, and that's the truth. And I was actually grateful for it. And looking back now, it might have not been every way I wanted, but I'm thankful that it was not as stressful. And then we had the holiday card exchange, and I hope you guys understand that I get a lot of cards in. It takes a long time for me to sometimes reply back. I still live life, but I love your cards, and I love the photo cards, and I love your notes inside the cards. They're amazing, and I'm sure when I go back to the post office this Friday, there'll be another stack. It usually works like that till middle of January usually. So I'm sending cards out through January, and that's just the way it goes. There's only so much time in a day, and there's only so many things I can get done. And I know writing out holiday cards is easy. And I did get quite a few of them done. I was going to stick your addresses on the cards, but maybe that's a little too tacky. I just like doing that because sometimes I've made mistakes and I don't want somebody not to get their card. But it's not about the address; it's about the card. So I don't know. I thought that might work, and I will be getting your cards back to the ones who sent them in. So thank you from the bottom of our heart. There's many nights we had dinner sitting around the table, and like I would give everybody a card at the table and have them open it and read it, and it was actually maybe a new tradition. It was interesting, and they enjoyed your letters and your cards as well. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So you guys know I do like movies. I do like shows, and I'm going to run through the movie list that I watched in December, and I think there might be a few I left out, and some of the shows: Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, The Martian, Sicario, Knock Knock, Code of Many Colors, Extraction, The Transporter, Refueled, The Intern, Walk in the Woods, and The Christmas Candle are the movies that I actually remember watching. And then the shows: The History of the American Ballet Theater, First Position, another ballet like documentary, The Manners of Downton Abbey, and Homeland. Now, out of the shows, Homeland has to be my favorite. I'm kind of behind on the 8 ball on that one because I started Homeland late, and I fell in love with it. It's got an amazing story. Very few shows leave me like hanging, wanting to know exactly what's going to happen in the next show. I was so intrigued, and I love Carrie, and I know she's like a bipolar maniac, but she's intelligent, and she doesn't give up, and she's tough, and I just love the show. And I've watched all the seasons. I'm caught up, and I'm waiting on the new season, so I highly recommend that. Not with kids in the room, though. The ballet shows are amazing. I just love ballet. Now, the movies. Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation. I would say it's the most disappointing Mission Impossible I've ever watched. I did not like it. I like a lot of the other Mission Impossibles, but the Rogue Nation, didn't care for it. The Martian, amazing. Loved it like I loved Interstellar. It's a phenomenal movie. I pre-ordered it on Amazon like months ago, and I think I watched it 4 times since. Sicario. It's about the Mexican drug cartel, and it has Emily Blunt in it, and I was actually disappointed. I would save my money till it comes out on regular TV or like a movie channel. Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves. Oh, I could watch him all day, you guys. I love Keanu Reeves. And this one was interesting. It's like these two 20-year-olds come over and seduce him and tear apart his house and try to ruin his life. And I enjoyed it better than Sicario. Coat of Many Colors. It's about Dolly Parton's life. It's a tearjerker. It was perfect for around the holiday period, and I loved it. Thank you, because one of you guys recommended it. Extraction. I don't remember it, but I think it sucked because I don't remember it. The Transporter Refueled did not have Jason Statham. It had another actor, and it wasn't near as good. I mean, it is amazing to sit there and dream about the Audi, because I would love to have the Audi in the Transporter movies. So would my husband. And it's kind of like, it would be like a dream car. But, yeah, it sucked, and I would totally save my money. The Intern with Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro was so cute. Totally worth watching. Totally worth paying a little bit money on demand if you want, or at the Red Box. It's a great movie. It's lighthearted. It's so sweet. I love it. A Walk in the Woods with Robert Redford and Nick Nolte. Okay. I'd save my money on that too. And The Christmas Candle is based on a book that I never read, and I didn't even know existed. And the movie was so, so sweet, and again, perfect for the holiday period. Music, I stuck to Kenny G a lot in December. I stuck to Adele, her new CD and her older one. Phil Collins. Listen to a lot of Phil Collins. Love Phil Collins. And actually, I listened to quite a bit of Justin Timberlake too. So that's the music. Now, looking ahead to January, we have some changes and good ones. I mean, at least I hope. We started the Love the Home You Have 31-day challenge already. You can jump in right where you are. I would love it if you did. It's an amazing challenge, and it was weird because when I was looking back over my videos around this time last year, I did an Instagram challenge, and you guys love that. And if you feel like sharing, if you're comfortable with sharing, hashtag me at kjaggers.com. Let me see your pictures. Let me see your progress. I would love to. And if you don't feel comfortable, shoot me an email or just keep it up. I think it's important to follow through. And for us, I'm trying to get rid of stuff we don't use. I'm trying to declutter. I have a ton of trash out today and a big pile to go to, like the Goodwill. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm getting rid of all kinds of stuff. I'm going to do a video for my 2016 goals, hopes, resolutions, if you will. That will be up, I think, this week. So stay tuned. Definitely check that out. For my favorites, I'm going to be doing favorites a little bit different. There's going to be 3 favorites videos. There's going to be electronics and books, favorites of 2015. There's going to be household favorites of 2015 and beauty favorites from 2015. And I might just slam them all back to back or one a week. Let me know what you think about that. One a week, or, for 3 weeks, or all back to back. I feel like I have enough stuff, and I feel like I'm long-winded enough that I can make a video in each of those categories. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm happy to be sharing those. I was just going to do my December favorites, but I've saved up so much stuff to talk to you about the year-end favorites for my favorites from 2015. And I am very, very, very excited about sharing those. And I think you guys know about most of them. There's a few you don't, though. And so videos, you know, usually in this video, I sit back and I tell you guys about not only the month that we're reflecting on, but also the month that's coming up. And then I share some videos with you. Well, for December in 2014, I did Vlogmas, and that's all on my main channel. And then I did other videos, the previous year's vlog style, on my Glam Gossip channel. And that's where I have all the day in the life vlogs that I had a different channel for, because I was uploading daily content like reviews and recipes and all of that. And I was still posting vlogs. So the vlogs during that period of time is on that other channel, and that other channel is also linked below in case you ever want to go back and look. So that's basically my thoughts for December. December was better than November, and you know, it started out kind of slow, just getting back into the groove of things. And even though the kids have been home for days on end and are a little bit stir crazy, we've still managed to accomplish a lot in terms of cleaning, decluttering, cleaning up our garage. We are really doing our best to get rid of stuff we don't use anymore. And if we don't love it, I really don't want to keep it. And I mean, there's some things that I got to keep regardless, but I'm doing my best. And like I said, there's a huge pile for the trash today. So I hope you guys follow along in the Love Your Home 31-day challenge. And I think it's going to be good for all of us. And I'm doing it every day myself. And it takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, not even a lot. Nothing that's going to make you feel overwhelmed or stressed out. Just making your home feel better, no matter if you like where you live or you don't. So please don't forget to get subscribed if you're not already. There's a little button over here that you can just click on. You can click on the heart. You'll be taken to my main channel where you can subscribe. I'd love it if you did. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video, how your December went, how you want to see those favorites, and I will have another video up for you, hopefully tomorrow. Also, don't forget that you can go to my blog and check out that very in-detail blog post that takes you through, like what I said, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, what I'm hearing, what I'm smelling, all of it in detail. And this video just fits so well with that. And I should have Tuesday Truths up later in the evening on Tuesday. So maybe 7 or 8 p.m. when you have a little bit of time, hop over to the blog and you should be able to find both this video and the blog post along with the Tuesday Truths. And this video and blog post will go live earlier, but you know, the videos always go live before the post usually is done on my blog, unless it is a giveaway. And also for January, we do have quite a few giveaways. The Smile Brilliant, that could be February, the pressure cooker, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm working with different brands. I'm hoping that you guys will watch these reviews, that you will enter the giveaways, and if you like the products, you will go get them, because I am very picky about what I test out, what I want to share with you guys. I wasn't always in the beginning because I was just so excited. And now I'm much more pickier, and I try to only share things that I think you will love. I think you guys will love an amazing teeth whitener. I think you guys will love a crock pot and a pressure cooker, and even I don't know, like a browner that will brown your meat all in one. I think you guys would love that, because we love it. And I'm excited to share those with you. I'm excited to go into a new year, and I'm just happy that we're at a new year. And I'll come back and I'll share more of my goals, more of my hopes and dreams for this new year. And I hope you guys enjoy that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Like I said, don't forget to get subscribed, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.